And following the shocking execution of American journalist James Foley and the news of his rescue attempt and those ransom demands by ISIS, how should the U.S. deal with these situations going forward? For more insight, let's turn to former CIA Director James Woolsey. Thank you for coming in today. We appreciate it.
Good to be with you, Shane.
Very quickly, we're seeing ISIS spread across borders, across regions. They have a mission. They're defiant. I heard one commentator this morning describe them as an army of serial killers. I mean, they seem to have a bloodthirst that's beyond anything we've seen in recent decades. What do you make of it?
They're worse than that. They're theocratic, totalitarian, genocidal imperialists. The theocratic because they think God's on their side, and that's why they feel free to bury you or me alive or crucify us. They are totalitarian in that they want to control every aspect of people's lives, and not just their behavior, but their thinking. They are genocidal because they want to kill you if you don't join their side, their portion of Islam. And they're imperialists because they want to control a caliphate, a country, and use that to expand. They're much worse than just terrorists and individual killers.
What options do we have? You know, containment seems like it's pointless. If they continue to be able to have resources and grow and recruit, they're very savvy with social media, things that younger people are very interested in. Is it about extermination of this group, and are we capable of doing that?
Well, not right away, but we need to get on the path of taking them out of action completely. I think we need to have some CIA and Special Forces people do what was done early on in Afghanistan with just a few hundred people. We need to use air power against them in Syria and in any other country in the Middle East. But I think they're really very, very dangerous, and will be more so.
Were we caught off guard? I mean, our intelligence agencies have so much to deal with threats, you know, exponentially growing around the globe. A few months ago, you know, the administration was referring to this as a JV team, and now we have something that is blown across the Middle East at an alarming rate.
It's not good to belittle enemies who are fanatics, and I think that was a bad choice of words by the president. We have a situation where we're going to have to apply pretty much all elements of national power, I think, excluding only sending major ground forces into action in order to defeat these people. This is not individual terrorists that have banded together to do something. This is a movement, and a very, very dangerous one.
Do you think that the brutal beheading of James Foley is a wake-up call for a lot of folks? I mean, it seemed to be a very direct threat, a direct answer to the U.S. airstrikes, they claim. But do you think that it's sort of alarmed people worldwide to what we're truly dealing with here? Does it change the focus?
Often when an individual name and face is the victim of something, it does mobilize people. And I hope that's what happens, because I hope Foley's life wasn't given in vain. And it could help mobilize people. But the main point is not, for example, the search they're undertaking for his executioner. The main point is not to find individuals within the movement that have done something. The main point is to crush and destroy the movement, and we have to do that.
What would you like to hear from the president when he wraps up his vacation? He's back here in D.C. and dealing with a host of different issues, domestic and foreign. What would you like to hear from him, hear from his team with regard to how we're going to deal with ISIS?
This is not a war that we sought or wanted, but we have to win it, and we are at war.
All right, we'll see what he has to say. Former CIA Director James Woolsey, thank you very much, sir.